Mikey.
It's too late. I already hit the record button. Hey, everybody. I'm Travis Clyburn. This is Dylan Sullivan. We decided to combine our fat, attractive forces. You know what I mean?
That's right, baby. We're coming to you live, and we're fatter than ever.
I literally ate McDonald's before this podcast to get ready for it.
This podcast is sponsored by McDonald's.
McDonald's. We're the reason your heart hurts.
But you'll always come back. You'll always come back.
It is true. I do find if I've dieted for a minute,
Uh-huh.
I go straight back to the Mickey D's after for a cheat day.
Oh, really? That's a go-to?
Do you? Because I know we both have we have a lot in common. Main thing is we got skinny and hot for a second.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we did. That was an experience for sure.
It was pretty crazy. I do like what you say about it, that you were talking about how it's it was powerful.
I felt like a god.
It was pretty nice.
I just walked and like you don't see the things that you get when you're fat for so long for when you're hot.
Yeah.
For instance, going to concerts, I've never felt as a hot person, never felt less guilty going between someone.
Right. You can just kind of slip in there.
Yeah. You need to get someone past someone? No problem.
No problem.
Even if they brush up against you, all you've gotten is a rock hard bod for them to appreciate.
Yeah. Did you fly any while you were a hot person?
Yes.
Isn't it better? Like, I feel like you're less judged.
Yeah, you
like
are.
You're almost just like they're like
wanna
they can't
touch
be
you.
upset that you're buff. You know?
They want to touch you.
Because it's we're both wide boys,
Very wide boys.
even without the fatness. So
And just like I just remember pulling the seatbelt and there being so much belt.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I flew Southwest recently, and they don't have assigned seating, and I'm too poor, so I was boarding group C. For C stands for cunt. Anyway. But yeah, you have to board last, and I always had to get a middle seat.
Oh God.
And
they just hate you, don't
dude,
they?
Here's what I learned being a hot or a thin. There are people out there that just actively hate you because you're fat.
Right.
And as a hot,
As they should.
They'll yeah. Do you agree with their hatred?
Yes, dude, because the second I got hot, the absolute second I got hot, I was like, fuck these fat fucking pigs.
Go to the fucking gym, you fat piece of shit.
Take care of yourselves.
Yeah. I did it.
You're disgusting.
Did you have that thought? I had that thought for a little bit. If I could lose weight, anybody could lose weight. And
it was so dumb. It was so like hypocritical. Because you grow up as a fat guy, and then you're like, why aren't people kind?
Yeah.
Well, why aren't some people kind to me just because of how I look?
Yeah.
And then you transform and you're like, I hate you.
I hate
you
these
remind
people.
me of the past me, and I killed that. I killed you.
I held that fat fuck underwater.
I'm too fat piece of shit. My shirt off at the pool. And you're dead. It was so hypocritical, man.
Oh, I know. I feel bad too. I did try to make an effort not to turn into one of those.
Right.
Basically, try not to be one of those people who got thin and then was just like fat people suck. But I did have those thoughts.
All the thoughts were there. I don't think I ever, hopefully, didn't like portray that to someone who was fat.
Yeah. I hope I never came off like
but
that
in
too.
my mind,
I had a moment when I was at the gym. It was like probably right after I'd really lost all the weight and stuff like that. And I see a guy who's like fucking 400 pounds, enormous guy. And my instinct was to go up to him and be like, hey man, I was there too. Keep working out. But I'm like, I stopped myself because I was like, I would just think this guy, me, was the biggest douche on the fucking planet.
If he came up to me.
Yeah.
Because there were people who did that to me.
Same.
Like when I was like newer in the gym, they're like,
to keep it up, people.
Yeah. Hey, you're doing so good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like this.
Yeah. This hurts my feelings a bit.
For some reason, after you saying that, I now feel fatter.
Yeah. You know what always made me feel fatter, even when I was almost completely lost all the weight? The keep it going. Hey, keep up the good work. Keep doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not done. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm actually just maintaining my body weight now.
Yeah, I'm in maintain mode. I like this now. I look back at pictures of me when I was peak hot, and I remember, I go, wow, I was fucking thin as shit. But at the time, did you develop a sense of body dysmorphia?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I got like attractive, and I was starting to like get abs and stuff. And I was like, I'm so fat. Because like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
then you like turn to this perfectionist. Because I have like a
Yes.
very addictive personality.
Same.
So
Which I think is how people like us are able to lose that much weight. You
Right.
have to fucking get consumed by it.
right.
It's
right.
because it's really hard.
It's very hard. So you have to make it your life.
Yeah.
I would just like wake up and drink lemon water with hot pepper in it. Just
Damn.
that
That's a
was
horrible way to start your morning, but it's pretty good for you.
pretty good for you. Exactly. But that's how crazy you get.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean-
I was drinking these fucking kale smoothie things that just I shit like a goose for years.
yeah, but gets out all the fat.
It really does. It flushes it out.
Do you think you would ever lose weight again?
Yeah, I'd like to now, mainly for health reasons though, because in like 2 months I turned 30, and
Oh, so you're done.
yeah, I'm dead. My career in Hollywood, I only have 5 years left.
No,
And
you're
then I'm an old woman.
you're male, so you can work until your 70s.
I feel so bad for Katie sometimes because
Isn't that shit awful?
yeah.
And then you see like Laura Dern, who's like in her 50s,
yeah,
and it's like, you're incredible.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't anyone give someone a chance?
I have no idea. There does seem to be a gap. It seems like because I think I get from 35 to 50. I do feel like there's this gap of either want a young woman or you want an older woman, and so there's just that like 15-year gap that women talk about where like no one wants to book them for some reason.
You're not old, you're not young.
Yeah, get out of here. We want grandmothers or we want hot teens.
Get the hell out of my office.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It's interesting watching because there's a few middle-aged female comics who I feel like talk about how they're just falling apart now. And they look so pretty, especially compared to people in the Midwest.
Right.
But I feel like this place really does fuck with your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like really
There's
badly.
like these beautiful women who are in their 40s and 50s that do open mics
Yeah.
sometimes. And yeah, you see them and they're just like gorgeous. And
Yeah.
then they're like, Hollywood hates me. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's horrible.
Well, nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're just going to be over here with our penises. High five. Yay.
You ladies listening?
You know what? The
God.
the white male thing now that every fucking open mic comic is talking about. I'm a straight white male. Blah, blah, blah. I hate that phrase more than anything in the whole world.
Yeah.
But it does sometimes. You know what hurts my feelings every now and again? It's when it's that I couldn't help it, and everyone's mad at me. You know what I mean?
I think that's a very good point.
Like I'm like I didn't choose this. I realize it's almost hypocritical because it's almost like, you know, I guess people who looked like me were racist forever.
All right.
And those people couldn't choose to be a different race than white.
So you're saying that you feel bad that people are judging you based off of things that you can't control, who you are as a person.
Yeah. Interesting.
Never heard of it.
Never felt that before.
No, that is strange though, because it's like there's always gonna be ridiculous people that are like all straight white males. I'm like, there's a couple cool ones.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't like make you an
ones out
inherently bad person.
Yeah.
Probably makes your grandfather an inherently bad person, but that's not
Probably, yeah. Statistically,
statistically.
that's accurate.
Grandfathers are
I
terrible,
know.
but then they get to like 65, 70, and they're like, you did your best.
I know. You know, I was watching some documentary. It was a newer documentary about people still alive who worked for Hitler, who like Germans at the time or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the time, especially after the fall and all that stuff, like for a long time they were like, oh no, none of us wanted to be around him, and no one liked him. He just took power. And now that they're in their like 90s, all of them are like, actually, he was a great guy. We loved him.
Oh God.
He was great. They're just old and they don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
So they're just telling the truth. He was great to us. He gave us things. I mean, he took them from the Juden, but he didn't.
But he gave us many things.
So many things.
Who could be mad at that? I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
We were all playing poker.
Next thing you know, my friend Horowitz, he just went away on train. Never came back.
God. That's so wild to me. People can be... there's always this whole, like, I would never do that, but there's, like, so many people we know that would do it.
Yeah.
It's, like, there's this, like, interesting book. It was called The Lucifer Effect. And basically the whole thing.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it talks about, like, the Stanford experiment and stuff like that. But it's basically just, like, if you're in a position to be a terrible person, you will be.
Yeah.
And if you benefit from it.
Especially in a position of power. I find that because I'm working, obviously, I've got the security shirt on. I've been doing a lot of security. And the thing that I always found with why I don't want to work for a security rental company is because if you give any simple person a touch of power, they lose their mind.
Right.
It's like teachers who are just like, you can't say things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just normal assholes. But then you've given them a touch of authority.
Yeah.
And they just go buck fucking wild.
That should be like a test. Like they should just like give you a authority like for a month.
Yeah.
See how you act differently, and if you're too crazy, they pull it from you.
Oh yeah. That's what's so crazy about the Stanford experiments that you were talking
Yeah.
about. Like they didn't know they'd be switching places, and then the moment they did,
It was
yeah, they just started fucking these guys up. But it is interesting, and I wonder. I mean, I guess here at Fourth Wall, I had a little bit of authority, but I never felt like I abused it. But I don't know what I would do if I had, like, I don't know, like cop authority. You know what I mean? Like some of those guys that are big dickheads. I'm like, would I be a dickhead?
I don't think you would be, because there's also good people that have power.
Yeah, I could see me abusing it though. I could see. Because sometimes when shit irritates me, like if people aren't, like, maybe it's because I'm from the Midwest, but having a lot of, like, I have politeness things that if people don't do. Like, the thing that pisses me off the most, as a bouncer at the Federal, I stand there, I go, have a good night, have a good night, have a good night. That's all I have to do, right?
Yeah.
I don't even have to do it, I just do it to
And
be
then
nice.
it's some hot girl that's like...
Yeah, or like a guy will be
Or
like,
like-
just give me a mean look, and I'm like, I want to assault them.
Right.
That's my first
Hey.
instinct, and that's not good.
Hey, bud, I want to kill you.
Yeah. That is a fun fact. If you get your guard card, which I have to be a bouncer, you don't have any more rights than a person. I just can't get sued for beating someone up at the Federal.
Wow.
I know, it's great.
That's so awesome.
And you know what? It keeps me super chill.
Just knowing.
Just knowing, like,
that
I
you
could
kill a man.
yeah, that I could physically throw a human out of that building,
Wow.
and they couldn't sue me. Because I think more than the police getting involved. Because I feel like if I get in a fight with someone, or if you get in a fight with someone like at the store or something like that, like you gotta figure, like it'll be justified, whatever.
Right.
But what in like public, if I'm at a 7-Eleven or something like that, and some guy's being a dickhead, and I punch him, he could just sue me. That freaks me out more than like the cops getting involved or something.
Right. It's all about that court.
Yeah,
You
and
just
that
have
fucking
to.
sucks.
You just have to. I've always lined up what I need to hit somebody. Like it's my rules.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if they check all the boxes,
Yes.
then I can hit them. Okay, here's how it goes down.
Yeah, please break it down.
Okay, so it goes down of they have to initiate it,
Correct.
which by this point I'm just hoping for. I'm hoping they check all these boxes.
Yeah.
Because I've never been like a violent person, but I can fuck somebody up
Oh yeah, you get the beef.
if need be.
Yeah, yeah. We
'Cause
we
everyone-
both got the fucking guns.
It's
and shit.
there's muscles under here.
Yeah, samesies.
They're hibernating and getting stronger.
Oh, yeah. Oh man, yeah. I think we got the
See
same
that
size
shit?
arms. That's fucking beefcake.
God damn, we're fucking hot.
We're fucking jacked over here, guys.
God damn. This is
Bounce
always
your
this is
ass.
another fat tactic. We're strong.
Yeah, I know.
We may not look hot, but we are strong.
Very strong.
So these boxes.
Okay, so the first one, they have to instigate it.
They have to instigate.
You can't be the instigator.
No, I can't be the instigator. They have to pull me into it.
Gotcha.
And I'm hoping they do. And then
I feel you there.
they have to call me a homophobic slur, but like in a not like a joke, like a
right,
like a blah blah blah. And then they have to either hit me or like push me.
A touch.
Right.
It has to be a physical.
Right.
Okay.
A physical. And I have to throw in a warning before. But if all of that happens and all of the stars align,
just bow. I got all those boxes checked at fourth wall, and I knocked out a fat dude in a clown mask.
that is so awesome. Tell me about it.
For a week, I
What
slept
happened?
like a baby. It was like I got all the evil out of me in one punch.
See?
It was magical because it was all justified.
What happened?
Okay, so it was two of them. There was a small one and there was a big fat one, right?
Were they
And
both wearing clown masks?
at the time? No, when they first came, because it was like at the 9 o'clock at the end of the night.
So they
right?
were comics.
No,
Okay.
that's the weird thing. I see them with a bag full of beer and they're walking to the edge of fourth wall where there's nothing.
Right.
And I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they're like, we can't drink over here? I was like, no, you can't just no. I was like, get out of here, guys. And I was being polite. I was like, guys, please, come on, get out of there. And then the little one, always the mouthiest one,
Yes.
just starts screaming, you weren't raised right. You weren't raised right. And I was like, okay. I just ignored it. But then they start to walk away, right? And then 30 minutes into the 10 o'clock mic, I go outside. They're out there hammering beers. And then I walk up to them, okay?
Yeah.
I start fucking, we're like, what are you guys doing? Get the fuck out of here. Get all the stuff, right? I even try to reason with them. I'm like, why do you even want to drink out here? What's happening right now, right?
Right.
And then they start calling me slurs. They start calling me fucked up stuff. I tell them to get the fuck out of there. But at the time, I was like, none of them touched me. Nothing's happened like that. Whatever.
Travis is cool.
I kind of give them, get the fuck out. And I start yelling. And then I go back inside, hoping they'd just leave. Because I did kind of start to walk. And then I come back out right after 10 o'clock is over. All the comics are outside, too. They're sitting on Spence Griffith's car. They're just over there leaning upon his car. They now have clown masks that they bought at the 7-Eleven because this is around Halloween time.
Wow.
And then I tell them to get the fuck off the car. Spence is over there with me. The little one gets distracted. But then the big one gives me a this. Right?
Oh.
And then I just, Eric Rocha, because I almost blacked out. I was so mad. But Rocha told me the entire story. He was like, I just hear you scream, I'm sick of your shit! And then I was so mad. I missed the first punch, but came back around with the forearm and slapped him under the jaw, and he dropped like a sack of potatoes.
Really?
And the little one went, oh, man, hey, what's going on, man? Hey.
Yeah.
He didn't get up for a little while, too.
Dude, short men.
Yeah. Talk the most shit.
Short men, there's either really cool short guys
Yeah.
or the majority
Little man syndrome.
little man syndrome.
Yeah. That's
I
why
gotta-
a good
I gotta
friend of
be
mine,
a big
Bruno
man.
Master da Casa, is a cool little man.
Yeah.
But he does say, he says, because even though he's very cool, all short men have that rage.
Yeah.
Because he's like, sometimes shit'll happen. Because remember Bagel Boss? That fucking YouTube
Yeah.
video? Yeah. You're not my father. You're not my boss. You're not God. That guy,
Yeah.
Bruno said when he watched it, he couldn't laugh at first. Because he knows what that guy was feeling. Like, you're so small, you can't really do anything to anyone physically. And he said it's just a rage inside you. You can never get out.
Oh my God. Hilarious. But see, some short guys can channel that and be like rock stars.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that. What's the lead singer? Godsmack's like 5'3".
Yes, but
he's
most are untrustworthy.
Yeah.
They're full of rage.
Small hands, which I don't care for.
They have small hands. They can pick locks.
Yeah, which is how they get into your home.
Exactly.
And their feet are so small, they sound like you have raccoons.
Right.
And you don't immediately think burglar.
They're so angry.
They are. I was a super late bloomer. How tall were you in high school? Were you the height you are now?
Close to it.
Close to it. See, I was not. I was only 4'7" my freshman year, And then I was only 5'4" when I graduated high school. And now I think we're both 6-foot men, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So being a late bloomer, sometimes I totally got my freshman year, especially being only 4'7", I was such an angry little dude, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I started listening to metal and just being real mad. I was not only like almost legally a midget, I was also just so gothed out and angry the entire time.
Oh, nice. I had a nice little goth phase too.
Oh, did you? What was your bands? What was your go-to goth bands?
My Chem Romance.
Of course, The Used.
Classic. I liked Breaking Benjamin.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
I forget sometimes you're also a Midwestern.
I know.
Boy.
I have it, dude.
I love Breaking Benjamin. Still, I can't
love
let
talking
it go.
to you because we probably have the same, like, by the government's design, we have the same background.
You know what? I sometimes, especially talking to Rob Banks, who also from Ohio, like even though we're actually about 8 years difference, he's a lot younger than me. Sometimes when we were trading stories, I'm like, did we grow up in the exact same town?
Yeah.
And actually, you know, I like that. Maybe it's all government engineered to be.
It is.
Dude.
There's always one A&W on the outskirts of town.
Yeah. We had we had Speedways. That was our.
Oh, what's Speedway?
It's Speedway. Speedway is kind of a shittier Wawa. Have you ever been to the East Coast?
No.
You never been to a Wawa?
No, what's a Wawa?
Oh, bro. If you ever go to Maryland or Virginia or anything like that, they're open 24/7. They have these big digital screens, and you can get a foot-long sub in the middle of the night. That's some of the best shit you've ever had.
Really?
It's really good.
That sounds amazing.
And they're everywhere on the East Coast. They won't come this way for some reason. I think Pilot fights with them, the truck stops.
That's why it's every place in America is exactly the same. But they just sprinkle in some different. Oh, if you go on the East Coast, though, you can go to Wawa's.
Yeah.
There's like 5 backgrounds
that
people in the United States have.
You know what? I had this paranoia before I didn't fly in a plane until I was 21. I was I didn't go anywhere. I had this paranoia the first time I was driving to Chicago at 19 that I'd get to like the edge of a bubble. Like, because it's like everything seems so similar everywhere I went, to the point where I was like, what if I'm full, like, what the fuck is that TV show with, or there was that movie with Jim Carrey, Truman Show.
Oh yeah, this is a Truman Show.
Like, I had that paranoia about me because everything seemed so bland and similar.
Well, you know what's funny?
What?
I took this this tourism class, and they were talking about how most tourism, you go to another place, and they just throw an Applebee's in Greece.
Oh yeah,
and then everyone goes to the Applebee's in Greece.
That's right.
Even though they're like 5 minutes from an Applebee's at home. Like, tourists want to go somewhere but have all the familiarity that they've always had.
Do you know what shamed me out of doing that? Because the first time I was in Chicago, I had posted something about being at a Chipotle, and people, all my comic friends in Ohio, were so mad at me. They were like, you went to fucking Chicago.
Yeah.
And you're at a goddamn Chipotle.
I stick to what I know.
But you're right. Like, sometimes it's hard to, you feel unsafe going other places.
Right.
Sometimes, you know?
What if they kill me?
What if the mafia's here, you know?
Oh. I remember going to Chicago too, really young, and there's a Chipotle on Roosevelt, I think. You know, State Street, right by the Barnes and Nobles.
Oh yeah.
And I just remember thinking, I'm home.
Yeah.
Because I had a Chipotle in Aurora, Colorado, where I grew up.
Yeah.
And if you get accustomed to Chipotle, even every Chipotle looks the same inside.
Yeah, almost identical.
I'm home. This big city doesn't matter anymore.
That's interesting.
So no one ever does anything new, and we all are the same.
That's fair.
Except for people from other places.
Yeah. You know what I feel? I feel like that is such a good point. I'm going deep conspiracy hole now. Because you're right. I feel like we did have such similar upbringings. And
Let's dive, baby.
I mean, what if diverging from the set, like, government-issued Midwestern upbringing, like, what if they get you fucking eliminated, man? What if moving out here, we're on a list? Like, hey, you went to LA. I don't trust that shit.
They better be going to Chipotle. Or else we're going to know something's up. As I've said in many podcasts before this, and I'll say it again, if any U.S. government entity wants to hire me as their personal whatever, CIA, FBI, whatever you guys want to do, I'm down. I've always wanted to be a part of it.
Too.
And I feel like they sense that I want to be a part of it, and so they've never approached me.
You.
Yeah.
Like, this guy wants to be a spy way too bad.
Yeah.
I wanted to be, my big thing, I've always wanted to be a criminal profiler, like at the BAU and the FBI.
Nice.
Love that shit.
Dude.
I always wanted to do that, but I went to public school in Ohio and I didn't have the grades.
Yeah. I really wanted to, my favorite job, if we were to work in the same force, I'd want to be the guy who interrogates people.
Oh yeah.
I think those guys are fascinating.
Especially the mind fucking they learn.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Did you ever see that movie where it was like real Navy SEALs playing Navy SEAls or whatever? Yeah. And they brought in, there's a scene that's really cool where they bring in a real Homeland Security.
Really?
Like
an interrogator?
Interrogator. And dude,
I love that.
You can tell he's not an actor just because it's like his cadence is just more normal guy, but he's also the most intense motherfucker I've ever seen on film. Because it's like
when they scoot those chairs like close to you as they're getting like tougher questions.
Yeah.
And they, oh my God. You
gotta go back and watch that shit. It's so cool.
That sounds incredible. I think people who interrogate people are so awesome.
Would you do like psychological torture stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
Want to waterboard people?
Yes. I feel like if you have a good enough interrogator, you don't even need to torture people. You just, you torture them psychologically, of course.
Right.
But I mean,
this is anyway really to break down those religious walls, though, because that's the problem with most people in Guantanamo.
No, that's all you got to do. It's just gonna be like, like Jesus said to tell us what you did. He told me.
They believe in Jesus as a prophet, but not as the Messiah.
Oh, well,
that would really fuck up the jam.
But I just like for the average interrogation, I read that. Oh my God, I cannot recommend this book enough.
What's it called?
It's called The Like Switch. I think it's by Jack Schaefer.
The Like Switch?
Yeah, The Like Switch.
Oh.
Like The Like Switch. It's by this guy. I think his name's Jack Schaefer. He was like CIA or FBI, but he was basically, his whole job was to befriend enemies of the state slowly over time and then interrogate them and get them to spill their secrets and work for the U.S. It was so cool.
So he was like almost an undercover secret interrogator then.
Yes. So he would like plant himself in the same town as this enemy of the state. Yeah. And he'd follow him around for months, but just he would do these things where he would like give them what he called friend signals. So
interesting.
He wouldn't even talk to the guy until like 3 months in.
So he just kind of implanted himself in his proximity.
Yeah. And then just like pass him every once in a while and
become familiar.
Yeah, become familiar.
Yeah.
Become familiar, become friendly. He sends it's like these eyebrow flashes and all this weird stuff.
Wow, interesting.
And that way, when he finally approached them, they would like spill their secrets almost instantly because they thought he was a friend. And there were several people that he put away in prison for life. Yeah. And they like thanked him for it because they felt like he was a friend and that he was someone they could confide in. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
That's great. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially just to have the intelligence to figure all that out.
I know.
Because did he pioneer most of the stuff?
I don't know I think it was tactics that they use a lot. Like, for instance, like if you and I are talking to each other, the thing they do is say to move objects so there's nothing, like there's no literal barriers for each other. So it'd be like, Travis, how you doing? Safe psychological touch on the arm. and I move the cup, and we're closer now, aren't we?
That's fascinating.
Isn't that nuts?
Almost kind of. That's almost with comedy, like moving the mic stand. It's almost or getting everything out of the way, so it's nothing in between you and the audience.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
I would actually recommend that book a lot
so
for comics.
fucking cool.
It like teaches you how to make like good impressions really quickly.
That's really cool. Do you think that, like, because I feel like maybe you naturally have an ability to be likable, but do you feel like that book helped you be a little more likable?
I think so. I think it helped a little bit. But
sometimes I feel bad for...
I don't feel like I'm, like... People say that I'm liked, but I never believe them.
You know what, though? I feel like that makes you more likable because it's like... I've got evidence that people...
I knew you would say that, and that's why I answered it that way. I am more likable, and no one knows I'm conniving as hell.
You know, when I meet people who are hateable, I almost feel bad for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people who right off the bat, you're like,
oh shit, you don't get it yet.
Yeah, like you really don't get how to not like you're not getting what you're doing.
Yeah. And I still have to work on it because I feel like I'm okay, but like conversationally, I'm dumb as fuck.
Well, it's good that you're even like because no part of me thinks I'm some sort of finished product either, and I feel like that's what keeps me likable.
You gotta have that filter on always.
Yeah.
Whereas people who are like, nah, I'm good. you know, like
you know what always upset me about musicians and when I was in bands and stuff like that was that musicians always seem to have this mentality of I'm who I am. I'm like, you're a cunt, though.
You are terrible.
And if you try to like tell them that they're an asshole, they go, no, I'm just who I am. And I'm like, that's, yes, an asshole.
And you were acting like an asshole.
Yeah. Like you're a mean, selfish person.
I don't care what people think of me. You should.
You should.
You definitely should.
The society would be better if we all gave a little more fucks.
Of what people thought of us.
Yeah.
All this whole like, no, be who you want, you know, be your true self. Don't
do that.
Don't. There's a lot of people who are their true selves that are terrible.
Especially if you're a comic. Following that advice is almost toxic to be yourself because
oh no.
Because most people have no idea what they are to other people.
Yeah.
It takes so many years of torturing yourself to figure out how people instantly perceive you.
Yeah. Or like me, you just constantly ask everyone until they get annoyed.
Yeah. I used to do that a lot. Be like, so what? Especially you know who always answered it for me? Because I was a theater major. Actors love to answer questions like that for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, let me ask you a question. If I stand here and I'm do I seem like a dick? Do I look like a, you know, like I'd ask crazy questions like that. And they'd be like, no, you seem comfortable and approachable. I'm like, okay.
That's what I wanted.
Good, that's what I'm going for.
That's what I wanted to say. You to say the whole time.
But if you've never thought about how you're, okay, it can make you go a little crazy. Obviously, as most comics, we're all pretty sad because just knowing the truth of how you're perceived by people can sometimes be really hurtful too.
That's why I do fat jokes.
Yeah. Well, I used to always open with a fat joke.
Yeah. You gotta. Because that's what every person, when you walk up on that stage and you are a fatty, that is the first thing they think of. They don't give a shit about what you say or who you are until you say, I am fat. Yep. And then everyone's going to hate you for it. They're going to hate you because they think you can only do fat jokes. But guess what? That's what America wanted.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted from you. They wanted to say, I'm a big fatty McDoo-doo. Look at me. I'm dumb. That's what they fucking wanted. And the gall that these people have to say, oh, why does he always do fat jokes? Because of you, bitch.
You, America.
Because of you.
Yeah.
You made me do these fat jokes.
Yeah. With your judgmental eyes.
With your judgmental eyes. You think Lizzo died on a cross for nothing?
Yeah. She had to
Who do you think you are?
Yeah. She had to wear that.
Tell me about my fat
pants.
jokes. How dare you?
Fuck you. I think we told him. Let it out. It's okay. Did you run into these people when you got hot? People who will tell you how much they hate fat people. Yeah. I rated a 5, I remember. And to this day, it haunts my heart.
Oh my God.
I was at the gym, and a big guy walks in, and I'm standing next to a guy who I thought was a great, nice guy. He's like, look at this fat fucking piece of shit. And we'd never seen this guy before. He was a stranger. And I'm like, I used to be that fat piece of shit. And it made me, I was just like, how many times am I walking into rooms?
Right.
And just some dickhead's like, this fat fucking piece of shit. Oh, fuck. I just remembered this happened to me. I'm working security. Wearing this exact shirt. Working security for a music video.
Right.
It was a 12-hour day. We were at hour 11 and a half. And I'm in downtown. I'm making sure they're loading their trucks up. We just standing there making sure crackheads don't steal anything. And this short little fucking guy walks by me. But I'm not even looking at him. I'm looking at the truck. He's walking this way. And I can hear him mumbling. And then he turns and he looks at me and goes, "You're nothing but fucking fat. You're a piece of shit." And then he just keeps walking. And if my boss was, I was like, "What the fuck was that?" He's like, "You're fat." And then he kept, and I think I literally repressed that till just now. And I got so mad. Like, I got murderously rage kind of mad. And I had to kind of keep it all in. And I had to call Katie and be like, "Listen, I think I'm going to go hunt down and kill a short man." And she really talked me through it. Like, he's probably just a short, weak guy who's upset that I'm big.
Right.
But also, why would anyone do that to another person?
It's because earlier that day someone said, "You're nothing but short."
You're never going to be anything but short.
Nothing but breathing in your ground air. You short
air
man.
Smells like up here flowers all the time, but you've never been up here.
But you'd need a ladder and you can't afford it because you're also poor, you short man. Because no one's going to hire a short man. And then he was like, "Oh, I got to pass it forward."
You know what? Also, what I think brings short and fat dudes together is it's hard for us to be mean.
Right.
Like, if you're,
because you know how it feels.
Yeah, if you're a mean fat guy,
Fuck
no
you.
one wants that at all.
No
if you're a
one
mean
cares.
short guy, you're just a statistic at that fucking point.
Exactly.
I think we should bring the shorts and the fats together.
We will finally be able to rise around the normal weighted tall people.
The slender and the beautiful. I always found, maybe it's because, like, even when I was...
I'm taking down this plane.
I was born into the fatness.
Somebody born in it. I was molded by it.
And when I finally saw thin, I found it.
You could never save the city, Batman. You are far too skinny.
Fuck you, Christian Bale.
You have no idea how many calories I've consumed. Now rise, short fatties. Rise and take your rightful place on the throne. The short, wide throne.
Oh, man, if you're a short and a fat...
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro, I'm sorry. If you're out there and you're short and you're severely overweight, man, I'm real sorry.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Do you, I mean, because I've been on the dating apps looking for the ladies, and a lot of the stereotype now that most cat comics do is, "I'm tired of girls saying you got to be over 6 feet tall," blah, 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 right? Do you run into that at all? I mean, you're a tall man, so you probably don't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah.
But do you find the shorts are frowned upon?
I feel like they're not frowned upon in terms of hookups.
Yeah.
But in terms of love.
And the short can't be loved.
These are some
foot cramped. I'm laughing so
harsh realities of life.
So funny.
It's like two fat guys. We're just like making fun of short people.
Yeah. I feel like we've shitted on
Well,
the short.
it's different too for short men. Short women.
Yes.
It's okay to be a short woman.
It's preferred.
Right.
That's why there's that stupid Netflix show, Tall Girl. You don't know what that is?
No, but I'm in.
Oh, bro. It's just about a girl in high school who's 6'1". And it's hard because she's tall.
You know what's also hard? Being 270 pounds when you're 16 years old.
Yeah, no shit. I wrestled heavyweight my senior year at 285. Okay. I thought I'd have to lose weight to make weight for heavyweight. Did you wrestle?
Yeah, I wrestled a little bit. Yeah. I just get tired, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes, like most of the time, my pins would just be like, kind of like self. I'm like,
Pet.
and they take a while. They have to like move their hands for them.
Like, move this fat fuck.
Let's just end this.
What weight class were you in high school?
I was a heavyweight.
Heavyweight.
Yeah.
Solid.
And then in middle school, well, I only did wrestling for middle school, and then I tried it for like a week in high school, and then I was like, nah. Because I was also doing football, and they had a camp. Football had a camp in fall.
Yeah.
And wrestling had a camp in spring. And I was like, so my fall and spring breaks
We're going to be fucking
at sports camps?
Yeah. I picked one as well. I stopped doing football.
They made you, because it's like, hey, coach, nobody's that invested as you are.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm sorry things didn't work out for your high school career in football, but that doesn't mean that I have to give a shit.
Yeah, especially I stopped doing football because we only had 2 months of summer and then a month of two-a-days.
Right.
Which, dude, we had the worst fucking record in our league.
No,
we were a D4 school.
It's these psycho dads.
Yeah.
That like apparently weren't satisfied with what they'd accomplished or whatever.
Or they're trying to get a taste of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you happy you didn't peak in high school? Because I think I am.
did peak in high school.
You think so?
Yeah, it's been downhill. I shouldn't have said all the bad things I did back then. It really came back to haunt me. Karma's awful.
Would you consider yourself were you a popular bitch? Were you one of the popular boys?
I think I was pretty popular, but I got along with most people.
See, I had that too. I was always reluctant to call myself popular. Other people may have, but it was more of I just got along with everybody.
Right.
I think it was like I played sports, so I got along with the jocks. I was a metalhead, so I got along with the nerds and the goth kids.
You're right. I did theater too, so it was like
and
in football. So
I feel like I had. Did you feel like you kind of had your hand in every little group?
Yeah.
Like kind of everyone knew.
Yeah. I'd say so.
And I was so reluctant to call myself popular because it's like there's a clear group of preppy kids who also were fine with me. But you know, like the rich kids who. Yeah, and I never was in that.
Alex Paglione and the boys.
Yeah. We had.
Who was your rich kid? Our rich kid was Alex Paglione.
I think Nick Miller would have been the richest kid.
That's a very rich person name.
I know, right? Elitist.
Yeah. Did he have a construction company? His dad have a construction?
His dad owned some kind of company, and his mom was a full-time ER nurse. So they were fucking. Which, by the way, that's the most mom job of all time.
Yeah.
If you have a nice, family, that kind of thing. Like what does your mom do? She
worked as a librarian, and then she was, she worked for funding for the school district.
Oh, that's dope. Sounds like a nice accounty type.
Yeah.
Job.
Emails.
Did your father own a company?
My father was senior VP of human resources at a company.
That sounds fancy.
That did water and power.
Oh.
And the more general the company, like water and power,
Sounds like what
the more I feel like it was up to something dubious.
Yeah. Is your dad mafia? Sullivan. I didn't take that as a mafia last name.
How was your childhood?
My parents, I feel like, both were bipolar in the sense that they got and quit jobs constantly.
Yeah.
And we moved a lot. But a lot of times it was in the same goddamn town.
They say that makes you smarter.
Moving a lot?
Yeah. If you move a lot as a kid.
Maybe.
And there's something with comedians specifically.
Or
the geniuses, I think it's geniuses. They move a lot when they're kids. And it helps them
I moved 18
grow.
times before I moved out at 19.
You're a genius.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
That's what a genius would say. I'm on to you.
I mean, I don't want to. You know what I like to do? Maybe you feel the same. I feel like I had a lot of. Were you always told that you could do better when you were a kid? Like you're too smart for this? Yeah.
But then I never did. And they're like, yeah, keep on doing. Like
I made the mistake of having 2 years, 8th grade and freshman year, where I really took school super seriously. Like something in my brain was like, I want to be a doctor.
Right.
And especially coming from real lower middle class parents, and I got straight A's both years, and then I got suspended for pulling a prank, and then I joined a metal band that summer, and then I got C's for the rest of it. C's and D's, baby.
Hey.
They told me my freshman year because I wanted to graduate with honors, so that's why it looks better on a college application. And they told me I had to be part of a church to be in the honors program. And
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think I stopped believing in God 7th grade year or something like that. And I refused to join a church, especially because if you were you in a really Christian town?
We're Catholic.
Catholic.
Catholic Christian. Yeah.
Are you still Catholic and stuff like that? You still believe?
No, not really.
That's fair. I think so. I like meeting Catholic people. I feel like you guys are way more inclined to stop believing at some point. But Christians hold on that shit until they fucking die.
Catholics are like, all right, you do this shit for 10 years, and you can do whatever you want to do after.
Yeah. Did you go to Catholic high school?
No, but I went to all the retreats and confirmation and communion and all that stuff.
Did you get touched?
Not by anyone hot.
That's a shame. I wish Father O'Malley would have touched me. He had a beautiful ginger beard.
But he was only serving the Lord.
I know. You know what I think helped me not get molested? Being a fat kid.
Oh, yeah.
I've been trying to make this sell for a while. Fatten your kids, and they're unfuckable.
Just like us.
Yeah. I think we're fuckable as adults now.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you probably do pretty well, right?
I did. I've had sex before. Nice.
Nice.
Have you had sex before?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, you're fucking killing it, bro.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Just a couple of guys who fuck.
Have you had sex before?
Tell us in the comments.
Nice.
Great.
That's dope. I'm glad whoever is out there had sex.
I'm proud of you guys for fucking.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this and you're an incel, get a hooker. Once you break, I realize this is a hack sell at this point.
Right.
Right. But I feel like people aren't pitching it the right way.
Right. Instead of one AR-15, that's 5 meetings with a prostitute easy.
Yeah. They're very expensive guns.
Right.
Yeah. And all those bullets, especially, bullets are pricey, especially if you're.
Get somebody pregnant.
Yeah. Have something to live for. Yeah.
You know?
Where do you stand on kids? You think you'll ever make that happen somehow?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think I will.
I would have to have a lot of money so that I could have other people take care of my kids.
Well, that and it's I had that since I was so short because I had a hormone condition. Because of that, I am infertile according to the medicals.
Really?
Yeah, which pickup line in LA, by the way. Can't ruin your career with my penis. I did a bit. Waka waka. Anyway, but I could go through a hormone therapy thing. To
wake them back up.
Yeah, to wake up to rise the Kraken, right? And but it would cost a fuck ton of money. So it's almost like I almost wish like I feel like what I have, all of humanity should have.
Right.
Where it's like until you got a bunch of money, no kids for you.
Right.
And so it's almost like if I ever want to reproduce, I have to be rich.
Right.
No choice.
Exactly. That's
so
how it
we're in
should
the
be.
same boat.
That,
The boat's sinking.
that is how it should
Another
be.
fat joke.
Hey, can I tell you good news?
Oh, please.
This Monday, I'm doing my first television appearance.
No shit.
Yeah.
On what?
Lights Out with David Spade this Monday.
Wow! That's so cool.
Yeah.
I just saw Rachel Mack on it.
Yeah,
She killed it.
Yeah, Rachel and I got a great
That's
set.
awesome. What? So this Monday, are you gonna? Oh, so wait, did you record it already?
No, I recorded it on Monday. It airs on Monday.
Oh, that's fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm
man.
really excited for you, man. That's
Thanks,
gonna be
buddy.
fucking great. And I haven't seen Rachel Mack since she got on TV, so I imagine you get a lot of opportunities offered to you after you do it.
I hope so.
I'm so
Oh, thank you,
excited.
Chad. How many years I've been in that room right there?
At least 2.
At least 2. How many hours I've spent in the darkness of the abyss?
The belly of the beast.
And then God reaches out his hand and he says, I will give you light. It's out with David Spade.
It's right there.
It's right there.
The palm of his hand.
And I'm already thinking about what mean shit people are going to say about me.
I mean, like the internet comments.
I
on
prepared for
TV.
this because I'm just like, okay. People are going to think I'm hack for telling fat jokes. This is mainly for the people that leave all the negative comments.
Right. So you're lampshading.
So that they know I had already thought about the stupid thing that they're going to say before they said it.
Beautiful. Okay,
What day is it today, Travis?
Today is Thursday.
The 16th of January,
Correct.
2020. This is what the hateful people are they're going to call me a hack because I'm fat. Another fat guy doing fat jokes. You try it, asshole.
Yeah.
2.
Make an original fat joke. I dare you.
Yeah, do it. Go ahead. See how that works for you on
original and
stage.
great.
Yeah. 2, they're going to hate me because I'm gay, or some people is going to hate me because I'm gay. Some people are going to support me because I'm gay. Thanks,
True.
guys. And then
Allies.
I don't know if you've ever heard my Kevin Hart joke, but that's what I'm wrapping it
haven't,
up. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But that's going to bring everyone together.
Wait, I think I heard you work on your Kevin Hart joke here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
So there's going to be people who agree with that statement and not agree with that statement.
So you're gonna have. I like that though. I mean, I feel like the more they talk about you.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
And the more you leave your negative contents, the more I win.
Sure.
Okay, and you can dislike this podcast. Dislike it. Be sure to press the dislike button.
Hey, smash that dislike button.
Unsubscribe immediately.
If we get 100 dislikes, we'll.
That would be such a great thing if we could convince people, more people to dislike it than like it.
Yeah, we want 0 likes, 100 dislikes. That's what I like.
But now all the people who don't like us are gonna like it now.
Then that works to our favor, though.
There's nothing we can do but win.
Yeah, this is a genius plan.
Yeah. No, so I'm just thinking of all that. And then I was freaking out because the Laugh Factory put up one of my older bits in some compilation video.
Yeah.
And then
Is it one of the bits you were gonna do?
yeah, it's one of the bits I'll do.
Yeah.
It's like some of my fat stuff. And
Were you freaking out because of comments?
yeah, there was because there was these 2 guys that were saying, oh, that bit's stolen. And they
What the fuck?
yeah, and I was like, no, but let's see. And they're like, yeah, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was stolen. Hey, do you want to offer maybe a background check? Yeah. Which joke is that?
Yeah.
Because I'm good enough where I can write another joke.
Yeah, and if
These
someone
dummies
tells me...
and then they said, okay, sorry, I have this joke about, I'm pre-diabetic. Not medically, I just have a feeling.
I love that bit.
Yeah. And then someone's like, well, no, that bit's stolen because Patrice O'Neill talked about diabetes. Hey, Patrice O'Neill doesn't own diabetes, you dumb fuck.
And he had diabetes. You're literally... That's ridiculous.
And so now, and then they brought up this guy, I forget his name, but he was also a fat guy, and you're like, oh, just look at this guy. He's like, yeah, he talks about being fat, but that guy doesn't own fat.
Yeah, no one owns fat. That's like saying you can't be fat and Mexican because Gabriel Iglesias exists.
Right. Yeah, can't do any. Yeah.
Yeah, no more fat Mexicans. Oh, do you do voices?
But I was all paranoid, so I was freaking out and looking up all these jokes. I was looking at like an hour of this guy's material to see if like anything else, different YouTube videos, and these guys just drove me crazy because they're idiots and they don't know anything.
Yeah. Are you afraid when you get on? I mean, on Monday you'll see comments that'll freak you out or something?
Yeah. I mean, but it's kind of like anything is good. I don't have enough of a career to be like destroyed by anything right now.
Yeah.
You know?
If anything, I think this will
more negativity will be better, honestly.
If anything, I mean, like having this tape
industry secret.
Having this tape of David Spade introducing you and you being on TV, like you just take that clip and send it to any festival and you're auto submitted.
You think?
Yeah, for sure. I know. Yeah, I worked for a festival that I'm not allowed to talk about. Watching videos. And
if someone famous brings,
literally, there was a video that we didn't ever heard this guy, and Kevin Hart introduces him. It was a 5-minute intro of him sitting and talking with Kevin Hart, and then Kevin Hart giving him his support, and we just went, oh well, yeah, this guy's gone. Yeah, immediately on.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you're good.
They still don't pay though.
I sometimes I feel like fucking festivals are a rich comics game.
Yeah.
They'd be like, why don't you go to this festival in Albuquerque? I'm like, when am I going to get there?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Take a week off work to not get paid?
Go to Albuquerque?
Yeah. And like, well, it's great networking. I'm like, what, for more people that aren't going to pay me?
Right.
No.
Look at all these other people over here who won't pay me. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Well, look at all these other people over here who won't pay me.
What? We're all been doing comedy the same amount of time and none of us are on TV yet?
I poured so much money into this.
Bro. I feel like this career path has almost killed me twice.
Yes.
Like literally almost killed me.
It is dangerous.
Yeah. Like if you make it out alive, you're lucky, let alone.
Right. And I'm not making it out alive.
No,
dude.
There's no fucking way.
No. But I'm going to have fun with it. Yeah. Fuck it.
Well, I think being someone who believes in nothing now, like knowing I've got that Bill Hicks mentality of it's just a ride, and I'm like, well, then I'm gonna
have fun on my ride.
Yeah. Like why would I spend a moment really doing it?
Woo! Love it.
I'm so happy you did that.
Yeah, dude. Well, this Monday, man, I'm so excited and nervous.
And dude, we're at an hour already, so we've been fucking killing it. So we can end on this.
I'm telling you, we should cast more because
Well,
we have great chemistry.
We do. I hope you guys enjoyed this, people of the internet. I don't know what this podcast is called yet.
We don't know this is the birth of a nation.
Yeah.
We're just doing the first thing.
I knew a drag queen named Bertha Nation.
Ooh.
Great fucking
That's
name.
That's a great name.
Bertha Nation, yeah.
Drag names are spectacular.
I'd actually a really popular drag queen in Dayton, Ohio, Amanda Punchfuck.
Oh, great.
And she's great. The best.
I met this stripper, and she wasn't a drag queen. She was a stripper, and her name was Alana Vagina. And I fell in love with her. It was on my 18th birthday. My buddies took me to the strip club. Yeah. And she was just like gorgeous, you know? She was just like brown, short hair, and she just like looked amazing and sophisticated. And she had this like air about her. And then I was like, hey, what's your name? She's like, Alana Vagina. It's like, you're beautiful.
That's hilarious.
It's great.
I love more
to come up with that name. That's like, it's like Charles Dickens.
That's pretty beautiful. I don't know that I would have thought of that. That's a pretty brilliant name.
Alana Vagina.
In the sitcom you get after being on TV, you should have a character named Alana Vagina.
It's for you, Alana. Don't think I forgot about you. You're beautiful.
Shout out.
I hope that you made it out.
I've never been to many strip clubs. I don't care for them. But the ones that I've been to, sometimes I'll see a girl that I find very attractive and very nice.
And you fall in love.
Yeah, I'll fall a little bit, obviously. Fats fall in love easy.
Oh,
let's be
so
honest.
fast, dude.
So he talked to me, and then you love him.
I've like like now I just like go the total opposite because I don't want to be one of those fat guys that'll fall in love instantly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I hate you. Why would I ever like you, you stupid idiot? You think you're so much more interesting than you are. And to be honest, your screenwriting career probably won't take off. But really, on the inside, I'm like, I want you.
Yeah, you're very attractive, and I like you.
And I like you. I just had to say all those things. I think you're a very good screenwriter.
You've put up a wall
Yeah.
of
You're so talented.
hate.
You never stop. Even if I stop, you never stop, okay?
Yeah.
You keep going. You got it. You've got potential.
Fats do
But if
love
you
the
have a
hardest.
talent, you want to fucking kill you. You know what I mean?
All right. I'm so proud of you. Monday. What time?
I think it's 10:30 Central Time. I just don't know how that works.
I'm going to have this posted probably in the next couple of days.
Okay.
And then, so before.
Can you get it by Sunday? So
Of course. I want it
then
to
all
be
the people
before.
who see
well,
these.
no, for a fact that you knew the comments that were coming.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you'd say.
Yeah, you pieces of shit.
You pieces of shit.
You hate him because he's a fat gay man?
Yeah. Hey.
Huh? You fucking
guess
assholes.
what? I got used to that. You think I haven't been to high school, bitch?
Yeah. Were you out in high school?
No.
Oh.
Damn it, Travis. You
Sorry,
still
I uprooted your entire...
it still hurts.
All right. Again, this doesn't have a name.
We'll figure it out.
For now, it's
This has been fun.
Dylan and Travis
Dylan and Travis.
being fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
Goodbye,
Thanks, guys.
everybody.